There comes a time when you gotta make a choice to stand up or serve on bended knee. It's got a name, it's got a place in the USA called Sweet Liberty. Our founding fathers, they wrote the word.
When he was somebody, he had a 10-part series on reinventing America. So a Republican gal comes to me, will you buy it, $150? So I gave her $150 through Newton in the wastebasket. But then I picked it back up. Let's show Newt Gingrich to all the inmates. So for 3 years they had to watch him, which is cruel and punishment. So when he left, nobody cares about him anymore. I pulled all his videos. I had to replace it with somebody. Actually, I looked at Clinton's to see if he had any, but most of that was probably R-rated, so I just had to figure out, so then I used me, it's bedtime stories. So before they go to sleep, I say, I introduce men are from Mars, women are from Venus. So they have to watch me for a couple of seconds. So I don't know, I might see who the next president is or something, put that video. So, and by the way, you know why they can't get me? Because everything I say is true. I can prove everything I say. So I'm not here, I'm a comedian too, but I'm not here making stuff up. So everything is true what I say. I want to put that, I can back it up. So when I talk about Newton, everything's true. Recently, all the women were getting a little heavy, which I can't understand. 50 cent a day meals, they're getting fat. But we give them a lot of bread, that may be the problem. So I decided to send a message, so I had a bicycle, hooked up with wires, electric, not an electric chair, it was a bicycle. So I hooked it up to the TV, so when they pump, the TV comes up. So we do some things a little different to send a message out to everybody. It's not as bad as you think it is. I got all the feds investigating me and everything. What are they going to find? Not going to. So it's hot. So what? They're wearing pink underwear. So what? They're on chain gang. So what? Who's going to tell me? I can't. I run the jails. I do it the way I want. Chief law enforcement officers. So what they're going after me on, more than anything else, the Justice Department, when we send our posse, my deputies, into the cities. It's like your sheriff, I don't know what county this is, coming into Orlando with the Army and locking everybody up. So sometimes the chiefs don't like that, but I'm the sheriff. So I come into Phoenix with my suppression operations, and maybe in 18 hours we arrest over 130 people. Many of them are here illegally, which I don't like. And that's it. We're the only ones raiding businesses. We raided 55 businesses. Why are we the only one? To catch the illegals working business ways. We raided McDonald's. Was it Chan? Another Chinese, I don't know if you have it here. Is that CJ Chan? You don't have that? We raided their places. Raided the steak house, spaghetti house. I can't go anywhere to eat anymore. Sure won't go to a Mexican restaurant. I'm serious. It's not because they're going to hurt me, because because they run out the back doors. So why are we the only ones doing that? And then when I raid the places, I have all the TV there, and I say, wait a minute, we locked up all these people. It isn't just because they're working there. They all have illegal ID. They got your social security number. And nobody cares about that. They don't say, oh, it's great that you locked up people with false identification, as we're like #1 in the nation. And it's a very serious crime. Oh no, he locks up dishwashers and waiters and all that. And then I go public and I say, wait a minute, we just arrested 20 people out of this business. That's 20 U.S. citizens that can find a job now. So I'm doing something for the economy. The president should be sending me an award. Thank you, sir, for helping me reduce the unemployment around here by making room for the U.S. citizen. Why do we have illegals taking jobs of U.S. citizens? Then you got politicians, our politicians. Oh, nobody else will do the job. I'm so tired of hearing that. Nobody else will do the job. That's garbage. First of all, you can pay them a little more money. Number two, you can have doctors cleaning, the cars at a car wash, because they'll do anything to feed their kids. Instead of staying at home or trying to find a job, go get a job. You may not like it, but do it. You're going to make some money to feed the kids. Nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about it. That's all right. I'm talking about it.
That's right. That's right.
So it's a complex problem, this immigration. It's an economic problem, it's a law enforcement problem, diplomatic problem, and a political problem. And it's a fairness problem. Nobody talks about fairness. So you want to give everybody amnesty, right? What about all the people in France, in Italy, around the world that want to come here to be a U.S. citizen, yet they don't disobey the law? They wait for years and years and years. If you swim across the Rio Grande or hop the fence or come in, you're going to be rewarded. Be U.S. citizens. It's not fair. Fair. Think of the word fairness. Now, I know how to solve the problem. Well, I'll tell you how, because I don't care, because I've been on a couple of national shows and they did leak out my problem, but they won't print it. You know why they won't print it? Because it makes sense. How to stop this problem at the border. Now, when I was in Mexico, I got to give you a little background. When I was in Mexico, we were operational. When I was in Turkey, I worked undercover. Technically, you can't arrest somebody, but who knows the difference? Technically, you're not supposed to shoot anybody, but who knows which gun the bullets came from. So we were operational for years until they took it away, the Senate. So now these guys, they carried a briefcase. Well, we exchange intelligence. We're training the cops. Great cooperation. Let's get back on the streets and work with the government. Now, if I was the president, I know what I would do. And by the way, I'll let you in on a secret. You probably don't realize this. We have an election coming up for U.S. president. You know we got one at the same time for Mexican?
There comes a time when you gotta make a choice to stand up or serve on bended knee. It's got a name, it's got a place in the USA called sweet liberty. Our founding fathers